Welcome back to Refresh Those. This is just another little test of a little OBD scanner again. So you guys know I've tested a few in the past. Some been very impressed with, some I've not been impressed with. Now ideally I just include this into a snippet of a job I'm doing, or a project. But as you guys know, I've not been too active on the projects currently. There will be use for it in the future. So I'm going to make a quick little video. What is this one now? So, Kingbolen kindly sent me their Ediag Elite. Now, some of you may remember, might have been a couple of years ago now, they sent me the Mini, which is which is a fantastic bit of kit. Now, this is probably the cheapest OBD scanner out of all the ones I've got. Now, not a garage, you know, just a little hobby. And my sort of equipment sort of ranges from 40 quid up to 500 quid for diagnostics. This is probably one of the cheapest ones. When I originally tested this one, I thought it was fantastic. And this is still the one I use most to this day. Because it just pretty much works on everything, it's simple to use. So much so that most of my mates also went out and bought them. So after they sent this to me, I think 4 of my mates went and got this like within a few days. And they all love it as well. So I'm still thoroughly impressed with the Ediag Mini. I'm not just tooting the horn because it sent it to me. Genuinely, it's been fantastic. There's a few little things on it which could be better. Now, when they turned around to me a few weeks ago and said, "Do you want to try the Elite?" Of course I do. You know, surely it's going to be as good as the Mini. You would have thought so. So yeah, let's just jump into a quick little test of this one. See how it goes. I'm expecting big things. So, it comes in a nice little box. Differences with the Elite, it comes in this nice little travel case. Same old scenario again, set of instructions, scan the QR code, download the app, set up an account. So we'll skip all that rubbish because you guys can manage that. If you can't manage that, then you probably shouldn't be doing diagnostics anyway. So, what have we got in here? Oh, whoops, make a mess. So, shiny. Much shinier than the old one. Tiny bit heavier, a bit bulkier. Should we go through the details and give it a go? Right, so let's jump into just the quick features a minute of the Ediag Elite and how it's different to the Mini. So the Mini, fantastic tool. Now, the Elite takes it to the next level, especially at a price sort of point of view here. This is actually a great upgrade. Gone through all the bits and bobs of it, and yeah, it's definitely good. So, kind of like the Elite, it supports a lot of the common systems, a lot more than you'd expect actually. Supports all them on a lot of cars from 1996 upwards. It now supports CAN FD, so the latest technology, which is a bonus. No use for me because I don't own any cars that modern, but for a lot of you with more modern cars and going forward into future, definitely good to own, and obviously it's backwards compatible and stays up to date for longer. Lifetime updates, which is a huge thing because obviously you don't want it to be in a year's time you get a new car, no good. So free lifetime updates. Unlike the Mini where it come with 2 out of 15 special functions, free for 1 year, this actually has the 15 special functions free unlimited. Not only that, with the updates comes more special functions. So as new functions roll out, you'll get it with the updates, which is fantastic. Also something new with this one is bi-directional control. Now, some of you may know this from bigger, fancier scanners and OEM equipment. A lot of cars now see camber systems and all that. You have body control modules, whatnot. Gone are the days where you just had like a indicator stalk, which turned on the indicators, or a headlight stalk, it just turned on the headlight relay. It's all now done through control modules, which means you can actually do, bi-directional control. So you can send a command to a car, like turn on the interior light, turn on the left indicators, turn on the horn, open EGR, all this stuff. And what it will do is it will do it for you. So you can literally test functions as you go in. Even turn on a fuel pump if you want to drain the tank. So it allows you to test things without having to actually operate them from inside the car, which helps a lot. So you get all your bidirectional control, which is fantastic. All the reset functions, which are along the lines of the oil reset, brake resets, the BMS resets, the SAS resets, the injector coding, TPMS resets, battery coding, ABS bleeding, throttle body, sunroof, gearbox, headlamps, even air suspension resets and calibration now, which would be great to see if it worked on the Range Rover L322. Sadly, I don't own one now, so I can't test it, which is annoying, because if it could do that, that would make it a massive game changer, because it is a fraction of the cost of what some of these big bits of equipment cost. And it's so capable. Live data, which I've already looked at, is fantastic. You've got the DTC lookup, which helps it out a lot, saves you jumping into Google. So it's got all the functions of the Mini, plus a load more, without the need now for having to pay yearly subscription fees, and having all the free updates, which, for the cost, I think currently on Amazon is £75, about £60 on eBay. That's a bargain. Really, I don't know anything on the market that is that functional for the price. Just do a quick bit of real world testing in a minute. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it varies on every car. So we'll quickly test it on a couple of my cars and things I've got around, and we'll go from there. But again, functionality is going to be varied depending on the particular vehicle you're using. But from my experience, these things here are very compatible, very capable, especially for the money. So yeah, let's jump into it. So now we've managed technical things. Now I know this car is currently sitting with quite a few fault codes on it. Why? Because the front end's been off because of a slight little mishap. And the radar is currently not plugged in. So the dashboard obviously illuminates like a Christmas tree because of that. So let's jump in here first. So this is a 2019 1.5 Focus diesel. And then we'll also maybe jump into some of the other cars and just see what it can do. I know there's a few limitations on the Mini, so let's see what the Elite has. So we will plug it in. Turn the ignition on. So we'll open our Ediag app, jump in there. Now you would have done your setup already. If you've already got a previous device like I've got, we jump into our account, devices, and then add, activate it. We will scan the paperwork. And then we'll jump into all system diagnostics. Bin scan. So let's jump into a health report. Now, I'm bound to have a bunch of codes because the engine's been ran and ignition's been turned on with things disconnected. So, yeah, we're bound to have upset headlights, radar issues, and air conditioning sensor issues, and so on. So, off we got sitting here then a minute. See what the ABS says. Fault codes, continuous fault codes. No idea. And then if we press on this, gives us the exact details, which is excellent. But it says it's a previous fault and it's not current. So let's jump into the body control module. Most exciting one. So there we go, it's telling us basically the headlights are missing, which is as to be expected, to be honest. So we could do a retest, we could clear them. So let's jump back, go, clear DTCs, yes. Exactly as to be expected. So the Capri would usually work on this engine when it's in a Mercedes, but not when it's running standalone in a Capri. So I can't use it on that. Mondeo, yep, we'll do that just fine. Range Rover Classic, sadly not. No OBD functions in that car. ST170, yes, will work. Scirocco, not normally, but yes, when this engine is hooked up. Mark II Golf 25 Turbo. Now, this is one I want to try. Only because the Mini doesn't always auto bin, which is fine because you normally got a VIN number for it. But because that ECU is out of a Mark IV Golf, I don't have the VIN number for it, so I couldn't type it in. Now, if I plug in VCDS, I get the VIN. So I know it's there. So let's just hook the battery up a minute and see if we can scan that one. Oh, I missed this thing. Oh, one of my woolly hats. And a BMW cable. So, let's plug it in and see what happens. So it turns out, yeah, still has some limitations on the auto VIN. Now this is a 1999 engine in this one, I think. So back early OBD days, yeah, so there's a few limitations. Again, I think this is the only vehicle I've ever had to input it in, to be honest. But yeah, still can't manage that, that's fine. Someone else is not enjoying the weather either. Hey, Mies. No? Bad weather? No. But, do you like the Ediag Elite? You good? We'll take it as a yes. So let's check the old workhorse then. You probably guys can hear it's just started thundery rain and hailstones here. Good old British weather, eh? So, what have we got here then? Body control module. Fault codes. Nice. I know about all them. What about powertrain? So we got cylinder 1 and cylinder 3 glow plug open circuit. So I do need to look into that. She doesn't always start amazingly. So that could well be related to that one. So yeah. Grab that one. So might as well jump back. So this also does bi-directional testing as well, so we can jump into actuation test if we want to, and we can go and actuate different parts of the vehicle, engine and so on. So yes, we can go fan control high speed if we want to. We'll try to activate the fan control. There we go. Engine fan has come on. Off again. Engine fan's gone off. So this is really handy for testing different functions, because obviously you can't, without physically powering it up, you can't do that, and that still doesn't test the relays and ECU signal and so on. So from it, perfect. Let's jump back. So in summary, would I recommend the Ediag Elite? Of course I would. It's fantastic. Now, I'm not biased. You guys may have seen the review I done on the X-Tool D5S. Really wasn't impressed. Now bearing in mind that's a fair bit more expensive than this tool. Yes, this is a little tablet thingy, but it's nowhere near as practical and does a fraction of what this can do. So yeah, and even from, annoyingly I haven't got any complicated Range Rovers to test it on at the moment, but when I plugged my Mini into my 2011 4.4 TDV8, which those are notorious for being really difficult. Well, I had to spend 450 quid on the IID tool to be able to work on the Range Rovers. So that, because most things don't like them. Whereas when I plugged like the £40 Mini in at the time, it read all of the systems, all of the live data. Very impressed, like very impressed. Obviously couldn't do all the special functions in coding, because it's not there. But this thing can do a lot more. You know, with the adaptations, coding, all the system resets and so on. Very powerful bit of kit, especially for money. As I say, just based on experience of now the last few years of using this one, over the moon having this one as well. So now I'm just going to keep even more of my cars. So I've got that. I've also got the Autel Maxi Scan. This is the first Bluetooth one I ever bought. Actually, purchased it. Never got on with it. I can't even tell you where it is at the moment. I've literally used it a couple of times. I bought it when I bought my first L322 and it was useless. It really was. Didn't do anything. So yeah, really wasn't impressed by that one. But the Mini, fantastic. The Elite, just with the functions we went through earlier, just another level up. Excellent. Now I know you can go and spend £1,000 and get a really nice, proper garage level diagnostic bit kit. This isn't aimed to take over that. Obviously you can't do every single thing with this. But for the sort of avid DIYer or enthusiast or like myself, fantastic. Because I don't need £1,000 worth of kit to do what I do, to mess around with my projects. Don't need it. But these, excellent. So yeah, another big thumbs up to Kingbolen for another great product. I think there will be a link in the description for purchasing it. Completely worth doing if you're after something that's simple, powerful, reliable. Yeah. And then the fact they now come with this nifty little case, it's a nice little touch. It's a nice case, to be honest. Obviously it's not needed, but it's the little things in life, isn't it? Right. So yeah, sorry for rambling on. It's been again just another boring review video, but when they send me bits of kit which are genuinely good, I'm more than happy to do it. They send me rubbish, I'm going to say it's rubbish. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back with, well actually I've been recording a good bit of content on the latest-ish classic purchase, so yeah, we'll continue on with that.